there, everybody. My name is Karen Thomas, and this is the Summit Seekers Thursday morning coffee chat. I appreciate you showing up or taking time out to watch this or participate or be here. If you like the information here, of course, give us some feedback in the comments. If you got an aha moment, I'd love to get a hashtag replay and what stuck out for you, what actually maybe made sense for you that you can apply in your business today. We cover all kinds of different topics each week. It's just whatever the community maybe have questions on or maybe be dealing with. So it does vary, and this way we get different opinions from different areas of different kinds of companies that the members are affiliated with or represent. Now, this morning, I'm waiting for a few to jump in, but it is the holiday season. A lot of people, this is the time for the bazaars and the flea markets and the community sale things for Christmas, going into the fall, going into Halloween. Different companies are, and different people and representatives, participate in different kinds of, customer sales that include going and being part of these group sale things. So I'm not sure if people will, if somebody is just running late, but they may pop in. But the biggest thing that these coffee chats are about is to help you kind of get an idea of some of the areas that other people are dealing with, or that me, having been in the MLM world for over 40 years, there's things that, are pretty consistent with dealing with people, customers, that people don't even think. They think, oh, how do I deal with this? Or I'm all alone, or I don't know what to do. So the coffee chats are here as a replay, or, for you to join in when we have them on Thursdays. This is a time of year that a lot of people struggle with emotionally. I know that Christmas Day was always one of my worst days after the presents were wrapped and we get into the afternoon, because my phone didn't ever ring. Being the Avon lady, I sold Halloween, I sold Thanksgiving, and I sold Christmas. And so the from September to December 24th was always very, very, very busy. And the stopping on December 25th and 26th was like, oh my God, I felt like, even though if I had a good season and, the sales were good, and it's like, I want my phone to ring. I don't ever want it to stop. Does anybody ever feel like that? Have you ever, even though you're in the middle of a holiday, saying, why can't my phone ring? Now, a lot of people these days are doing online sales, and I know maybe it's a matter of every morning you check to see who bought stuff, who did so-and-so reorder. With our businesses, we want to see people buying our stuff, to know that what we offer, what we found value in, is of value to other people. And of course, a lot of us, want to have a paycheck. We want to have money to pay the bills. Now, the FTC, I sent an email out, and for those that are on my email list, what a lot of people don't realize, and of course the industry is never going to tell you, the FTC, and I don't think the figures have changed much in the last few years, determined that most network marketing, direct sales, all these kind of opportunities, that 97, or let's say 95% of the people who get involved never make any money. In fact, most of them lose money because they spend money in the business and they never reap the rewards. 95% never make any money. Now, having built my Avon business to over $150,000 every year, I was part of the 5% that actually made money with my direct sales. So how do we get there? How do you do that? How do you not be part of the 95%? Because if you haven't made $500, $1,000, what have you made in your business? What kind of money can you depend on every month to pay bills with? Can you depend on your business to pay bills? Now, the first 2 or 3 years of my business, I couldn't, but every year I had a goal and I worked hard at doubling my business. Now, when you start getting to $40,000 and $50,000, doubling your business every year is a little harder. So it would take me a little longer to start, incrementing and keeping the sales going up. But it is something that can be done. And of course, everybody looks like, oh, she just got it easy. She just got lucky. She just, they have an excuse for how and why I accomplished what I did. And anybody who truly knew me knew I had a special needs child at home, and we had our health insurance to pay for every month to keep her medically covered. And so not making money was not, I became an instant stay-at-home mom the day she was born. I tried to go back to work. I went back to work for 90 days. And by the letter of the law, the company laid me off because they could after 90 days. And so how do you go get another job? I had to be making money. So having and finding a way to make money every month consistently was then my focus. And I didn't go right back to sales when she was born. I had an infant at home. So I tried babysitting. I already had all the baby stuff. So you do babysitting, right? So with doing babysitting, oops, we got somebody coming in. Let's see who that is. Hello, who we got here? Who's coming in? Welcome. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Who is this?
Maria.
Okay, I can't see you, and it just says Zoom user, sweetie.
There I am.
Here. Welcome. Well, I was just going over, and I kind of started on a talk about sales and building sales and how the FTC has stated many times that 95% of all direct sales, network marketing, MLM, any kind of opportunity that are out there, 95% of the representatives do not make any money or lose money. And with that being said, that means that 5%. And so we're looking at all of the successful people that are above us and that are making all these sales, and we're going, how do we do that? And what is the denominator for becoming part of the 5%? Because who wants to be part of the 95%?
We don't fail the plan. We just plan to fail. Or no, we don't plan to fail. We fail the plan. I knew I had that backwards.
That's okay. I got what you said, and people will understand and remember, and we all know that. The thing is that it gets so easy to get wrapped up in trying to make quotas, trying to make the end of the month, trying to recruit, trying to do all of that. And with that, a lot of us don't look at the numbers. We don't look at the balance sheet of what are we making versus what are we not making? What have we spent versus what came in? Now, I was explaining that, you know, when I built my $150,000 business a year, people would think I was just lucky. They thought that, you know, I just, you know, I was blonde, you know, whatever excuse they wanted to pin on me for the reason that I had good sales. The truth, if anybody really knew me, was that I had a special needs child at home and I had a health insurance medical policy that I had to pay every month, or my daughter was not insured. And back in the day, now she's 40, back in the day, pre-existing conditions, if she ever got uninsured, we could never get her insured again.
No.
So making sure that that was paid became the obsession for our lives. The thing is everybody wants to be part of the 5%. So how do you get there? How do you do that?
Oh my.
So Maria, what at this point, because I know that you are in Color Street and I'm not sure how long you've been in your business. It took me 3 or 4 years building my business before I became, I want to say, more that I could depend on my money every month. I bought a car. I could make the car payment. I could then, you know, in another year, make the car and the insurance payment. It took me so many years to get where I could pay certain things consistently.
I believe that it's between year 3 and 5 that increase most. You know, I've been raising cattle for 30 years, and one of the things I learned from an old timer was not only do you have to have a niche in the business, but you must make yourself as available, knowledgeable, and willing to change, because industries change. The man taught me a lot about forage. He taught me a lot about, just different things. This man was in his 80s. I idolized him. He taught me everything I knew. And so I've taken a lot of that information and I've tried to duplicate it to, and you know, men don't even feel, they used to feel like, oh, why should I listen to her? She's a woman. But you know, when I started making sense with what was going on in their issues, it started to ring a bell. So I said all that to say this: you cannot have knowledge and keep it to yourself, because it's powerful, because you never know when someone else may have knowledge that you need, and you just can't. So then from there, I went into a trucking business for, I don't know, 16, 17 years. We had our own authority, got it during 9/11. And I think until 2016 or 2017, somewhere in there, probably 2017, we closed up because it was just dead. You couldn't rely on people running your equipment and still having I care about it like you would. I am out of honey. And so that's why I did that. I could not run 2 full-time businesses. It was just too difficult for me and my husband being over the road. And because of insurance, this goes back to because of insurance. We were uninsured and I had broke my leg in 2012, and it was very, very difficult to get a hospital to be able to set that leg. So I had told my husband, I'll run our trucks. You go find a job somewhere else and we'll have insurance. And that's what we did. I don't know if I would have changed it any other way, but I do know that the first 5 years of a business is the hardest. And so I've never been a quitter. I've never been someone to just, although I say every day, I gotta quit. This is just too much. It's gotten way out of hand. I look at you and I see the difficulties that you've gone through. And I've seen and heard the times that have been most difficult for you. I was in Avon for 3.5 years, I believe, from 82 to 85, maybe. I was doing it part-time. No, I didn't even last that long. It was 2.5 years. And then I went to direct sales with insurances and securities and that sort of thing. But from there, there's changes in every different facet of your life, I believe. You can find something that you like, appreciate, can help others with, and then all of a sudden, things shift in your life and you've got to go on something else. I think I spent maybe a year and a half, and then I was like, okay, the oldest is 15, and I just heard this still small voice say, you've got now and now only in life to be able to raise them. If you're not at home and you're not seeing what's going on and you're not rearing things, then you're going to miss this opportunity. So I got out of direct sales from insurance and securities, and my husband and I both did this with a company that was called A.O. Williams. I had to pay him all expense to Boca Raton, Florida for 5 days to be with the founder of the company. And it was exciting. But all of that, if you're not loving what you're doing and you're not focusing on the next item, not necessarily money, but the next step to your business and where you've come from, you're missing something. So when I started with you, I said, well, what could I possibly be missing that a woman of my age hasn't ever heard of? Well, I'll be daggone. I put that off April, May, June, July, 4 months. 4 months I wasted. You know that. 4 months I wasted before I had heard Forbes Riley. What an amazing woman. What an amazing gift she has of pitch. What an awesome heart.
Well, I'm glad you brought it up and not me, because I was headed in this direction, because there is a class coming up October 8th. She is now so busy with teaching different levels. You know, with Forbes being an actress, she not only brings how to build a business, because that's what she's done since COVID and she had no work. She and her daughter built a business, and now they teach how they did that, because they made millions. They're making millions. And with her being an actress, she teaches how to be present and how to hold yourself, talk to yourself. But the biggest thing is with her skills on the home shopping network, you know, selling to a camera. Nowadays, everybody's wanting to sell to a camera. The thing is she's done selling to a camera for 30 years, sold $2.6 billion. So I want to invite, and Maria backs this up, come to her Pitch Secrets Masterclass.
Yes. It
will be the best 2 hours you have ever spent.
Best money.
I mean, it's only $19. You know, go rub your piggy banks. Go look in the in the jars. Dig out the coins in your pocketbook. Sell something.
Cycle. Do whatever you've got to do, but get on it, because it will open your eyes. It will open the opportunity that you have, not only for your own business, but maybe for something else.
We always pitch. We're always pitching something. See, the thing is what people don't understand. They say, oh, I don't want to do sales. I don't want to talk to people. You are talking to people all day long. You go up to the cashier and you ask her to do something. Depending on how you ask it and what it is and how you carry yourself, she may or may not do it. Or she may give you an attitude back. We are always asking and pitching and trying to convince somebody of something. Because pitching isn't always about sales. Pitching could be your ideas. It could be your politics. Lord knows we don't want to talk about politics, but religion. When you are trying to convince somebody of something that you believe in, doesn't matter what it is, having the right words and knowing key elements that go into how to present that so that people will listen to you and not just say, no. It is life-changing, absolutely life-changing.
Not only is that part life changing, the thing I learned when we're born with an innate sense of everything is good, but we learn through life things aren't so good, and we end up drawing this negativity into our brain, and then from our brain through the senses it comes out through the mouth. I can't tell you how many times I was going to try to do that in one of the trainings, how many times she said cancel, cancel. Cancel means whatever you have said, kind of like an old typewriter. You're typing away and, oh, you didn't spell it right. So you had to hit even on an iPhone or a phone, you have to hit the back button. You're canceling out what just came out. So through that, you learn how to be able to speak non-negatively. I'm not saying it right. Help me out here, Karen.
Positively. It's a matter of what comes out your mouth, your ears hear.
Yes.
So see, I'm gonna be doing one of my my number 3 limiting beliefs. And see, the limiting belief is I'm too busy or I can't afford that. I haven't decided which one I'll do because they are both up there, 3 and 4. But the thing is every time you say it, every time you tell and it comes out your mouth, your ears hear it and it says, oh, okay, I can make that happen. I can make that happen. So people continue to be busy and they continue being, I can't afford it. Because we've been trained to say that. It becomes a habit, but it becomes a self-fulfilling habit all the time. And the biggest thing that I wanted to cover, and now this will probably be number 3, is I'm too busy. Because that is the biggest, when I talk to people about coming to the Pitch Secrets Masterclass, it's Sunday. I'm too busy. I got family. I got this and that. I'm too busy. I got too much going on.
Please don't forget to send me that link because you said you would.
Absolutely. I'm sure you'll get an email, but I will do that. If I don't, maybe reach out because Sunday I will be in New Hampshire, be a little traveling. Well, no, I won't be in New Hampshire on the 8th. I'll be in New Hampshire this Sunday. Okay, on the 8th.
Have you left?
Huh?
Have you left yet?
No, we leave tomorrow morning. But the whole reason I was telling people or going over about building your business and about the holidays and it being busy and how do you build your sales? How do you double your sales every year? How do you manage to grow into the 5%? And the Pitch Secrets Masterclass, I listened, you level up your skills because we weren't taught. We are women. 90, I think almost 90% of the selling network marketing is women. The thing is we as women were not taught in school. Nope. None of us were pushed to be business majors. None of us were pushed. We didn't like math. We didn't like any of that. We were taught what? Home ec. We were taught how to cook, clean, and take care of babies. And we weren't even taught how to take care of babies. But that was what we were taught at home, is that we as women, our job is to get married, have children, raise children, and be the nurturers or the glue that holds the family together. So if our families aren't being held together, it's our fault, and we fall apart when we get lost when we're trying to think about how to run a business. We are not taught that. When we are in school, when we are growing up, from the time we are little, we're playing Barbies to get married. Barbie meets Ken. Okay. Okay. We are taught that is the progression that women are supposed to take. The thing is unless you want to live on a fixed income your entire life, you have to learn how to make money outside of punching somebody else's time clock. I didn't have a choice. I was laid off. I have a child at home that I couldn't go to work. We had clinics, we had doctors. I didn't have a choice, but I did have a choice how I spent my time. So when I was driving around doing deliveries, I had cassette programs in on how to talk, how to communicate to negative people, how to do this, how to do that. Brian Tracy, he was one of the biggest selling coaches back in the day. When I was trying to learn sales, I was listening and reading and trying to Tony Robbins, Brian Tracy. I loved Dale Carnegie. How to influence people. No, what's Dale's when influence
People
make
win
friends and influence people. Dale Carnegie. These were people that were in my world when I was young and learning to run a business. You have to take the time. You can't be too busy, because if you're too busy, you're going to be too busy to succeed.
right?
Learning the skills, the more you invest in improving yourself, how you talk, how you think, when you invest in yourself, that is the magic. That is the key. Your business will fall into place. Things will come to you, because it's not a matter of oh, I got to listen to this person, they're going to tell me how to do it. Businesses change all the time. I changed wherever Avon, for all those people maybe that are Avon people that watch or may watch this on the replay. I was back in territories. I was back on having a certain day to put my order in. I changed all of that to run my business the way I needed to run it for me. I was an out of the box, and people, wanted to say, well, she's doing this and she's invading my territory. And I would say, nope, I went to their business. I'm selling to them. They asked me to come to their house. I'm not invading your territory. I met them at work. I met them at their job. I went out and met people. I went out and found customers, because being locked into a territory, because that's what we were taught. I couldn't make money on that. I could not make the bills in the 200 homes. Back in, let's see, my daughter was born in 82. So we're talking 83, 1984, 1985. I don't know exactly when Avon expanded into getting rid of the territories. But I ended up with 4 territories, because they were 200 homes in a group. And 200 homes, I couldn't make any money. The people that were home were moms staying at home like I was, and they didn't have any money. Or they had to ask husbands if they could buy something. I said, I don't want to ever have to ask them if I can buy something. Okay. So this is where we come back to Forbes, because since I have met Forbes, my whole income has almost quadrupled. And I'm growing and blooming and getting better and better at what I do, and putting it together with where I want to go. But I don't do direct sales anymore, because taking care of my mom, that's why I'm going to New Hampshire. I'm taking mom. She turned 91. If anybody saw the post, mom turned 91 this month. And having her the best last years of her life is my goal. And I don't know what that's going to look for. Right now, she's still walking and driving and playing bridge, and we're going to go on this trip. I don't know when life is going to change, because it happens in a heartbeat. My daughter was born. It happened in a heartbeat that my life changed. When my mom, whatever this journey is, changes and she can't do stuff, it's going to be in a heartbeat. I wanted to have a way, and wanted to learn how to make money online, how to have multiple streams of income. I wanted to learn how to manage this box. Because at 65, if mom's 91 and still going strong, unless God decides I should come home early, what am I going to do for the next 30, 40 years? Sit at home and clean?
Nope.
Who likes cleaning their house all the time?
Nope.
I used to keep a spotless house until I had my daughter. And then it got, her health and keeping and all the stuff that went along with her medical stuff, I got where I care me more about a clean house. I mean, things do get cleaned and washed and done. It's not the priority of my life.
I used to have a house cleaning business, and guess what? Guess whose house needs a cleaning?
I've got a cleaner who comes in every other week to wash the floors in the bathrooms because neither me or mom want to do it. So I pay somebody else to come in and wash the floors. Now, my goal is to start making enough money online that I can pay for a cleaner to come in every week and do the vacuuming, do the dusting, do it all. And it's going to get there, because when you start deciding what you want to pay for, what you want it to cover, making money, the universe does not know anything about making money. Do you understand that, Maria? Have you ever heard that?
Never heard it.
Okay. You have to understand money. The whole concept of money was because when we used to trade horses and cattle and chickens, the person who needed the horses didn't necessarily need my chickens. And the person who needed the chickens or needed my chickens, I didn't need their pigs. So money came about as a medium of exchange when things weren't, where you couldn't barter one thing for the other. So the universe does not understand about money like we consider money, dollar bills, $5. It doesn't relate to money. But what it does relate to is what you desire. What do you want to do with the money? What will the money give you? See, the money gives me the freedom to take my mom to New Hampshire. It gives me the freedom last year to take her on a 6-week road trip. The money and what I do and asking the universe to bless and to think and dream big is because that's what the money will give me the ability to do, to take care of my mom in style, to provide her with everything. Because I tell you what, if you're depending in your old age to have enough money, then you better take care of your health, because she's got diabetes and high blood pressure, and she now has a pacemaker, so she has to take blood thinners. The drugs that they keep you on when you are old. When she gets to the first of the year and she has a deductible for her drug plan, it's $500 or $600 right off the top in January, right after Christmas.
Yep.
It's expensive to be on
Yep.
drugs. So when people try to tell me, oh, that stuff's too expensive, I don't need to do vitamins, that, I'm healthy. Okay. I'll see you in 10 years. And I don't know that I will feel sorry for you, and I will pray for you, and I will try and hopefully not ever be the one I told you so. I hope I can be bigger than that, because I don't think I have seen so many sick women. When you do Avon for 40 years, you see so many sick women.
Yep.
So many sick women. And it hurt my heart. And I told myself, I will never, ever, ever be sick in my old age. Not happening. So anyway, that's learning, taking care of things.
I don't want to be sick either. I don't want to be sick either.
So
and the more I sedentary, the worse it got.
It
I
is.
mean, that I thought I'd never do. I was in the crawl space of our furnace at this big old V point, cleaning my furnace. Hopefully I could get a better electricity bill, but it had to be done. It just had to be done.
So that was kind of if anybody has any questions, when you watch the replay or aha moments from what we've talked about, I encourage you. Audible. If you want a link, Audible has been, I have spent $14.95 over the last almost 10 years that I invest in Audible, because as I'm driving around, I don't listen to the crappy I won't say crappy music, because music can be very therapeutic and music can be fun. But all the crap that they have on the stations that they fill up in between the music
Yes.
does nothing for you. It does not enhance your life. It doesn't do anything for you but cause you noise in your head. Pop in a CD. Listen to a podcast that can help you learn new skills, learn something new about selling, being a better person. Because the more you invest or more time you spend on learning how to grow your own self, because we are not taught that when we are children. We are not taught how to think better. We're not taught how to be nice to ourselves. We're not taught any of that. And so you have to decide that you are worthy, because we are worthy. We deserve it
We're
all.
worth it.
And we're worth it. I'm enough all by myself. But investing in learning how to love yourself, investing how to communicate better, learning how to do the things for your business better, learning how to be a business person, how not to just, be emotional and stuff, because when you're thinking about stuff, people aren't thinking about you.
Nope.
They're all in their own world as well. So that is if you need the link to Forbes Pitch Secrets Masterclass, look on my profile. I think I'm going to pin it up there. I hadn't done that yet, but I have it in my events to attend that. I don't know how long she's going to do these. The busier she gets, she's down in, I think she said she was in Orlando. She's getting the 2 Comma Award. The 2 Comma Award.
The what award?
It's the 2 Comma Award. It is it's a ranking and stuff for funnels, how much money you make on a funnel. And so she said when they set out during COVID to build their programs on teaching people how to pitch, how to be, they have a media mastery. They have several programs on how to be and invest in bringing who you are to where people want to pay attention to you. Everything's done. They don't have a website. They do it with landing pages and funnels. And funnels are a way of keeping and reaching people and getting them to a point and offering them to buy something. And so I think it's Bronson. What's his name? He developed ClickFunnels, but ClickFunnels, they do how much, there's now a whole thing about ranking on how much your funnel makes. And some people's make millions every day, and some make millions, every second. And so it's growing in scaling your business, because at some point, when I had my $150,000 business, I had people working for me. I scaled it. You cannot run it by yourself. And so that is the biggest thing I can tell you. You have to learn how to scale. How do you, and when you start having not just teammates, because I had that too, but when you have people that, it was better use of my time to pay people to do all the repetitive people. I paid people to stamp my books. Dayton's time, putting the phone number on the books. I paid somebody to do that. I had people who did my invoicing. And for those that all have free websites with all your companies now, when Avon first started websites, guess what? I paid $15 a month to have the website. Not so that I could sell on the website, because I didn't trust them that the sales would go to me. But the invoicing that was part of the website, of being able to invoice and print out invoices for people instead of writing all of the tickets.
Years. That's why I'm so shaky now. I didn't do it by computer. It took too much time. It's easier to just write it by hand.
Right. Unless you learn, you have to learn how, but once you get people's names and addresses and stuff in there, and you can invoice it, and all of that stuff is on there, and it kept track of who bought what. I paid for it. I paid for it just to have the back office, the billing, the invoicing part, keeping up with what my customers bought.
You just reminded me of something I needed to do. I am worse. I'm bad about it. Really bad about it. Getting a name and following through.
Yep.
That, I have to admit that out here in the universe.
But everybody, cancel, cancel,
Cancel,
cancel, cancel, cancel. Say it.
I did cancel.
Okay. You are learning how to do it better.
I am learning how to do it better.
Okay. It is
Note
the biggest, the follow-up is the biggest and hardest thing, and everybody has a hard time with it. You are not special in that problem. What you are special at, Maria, is understanding that you need to get better, and today you're going to choose to be better. Each day we choose to be better.
choose to be better. I choose to speak truth and good words.
You know, it's all our programming up here is invasive. We've been programmed for, I'm 65 years old. 65 years, everything, it's all been programmed, and most of it, all of the how I feel about myself, all of that was developed before I was 7 years old. Most of it was before 5 years old. As kids is how we learn is how we judge who we are, by how other people judged us. And not everybody that was above us, parents, teachers, church people, not everybody was kind. And so we learned that love is conditional, because people would withhold love, or they would talk to us ugly and say they didn't love us unless we did such and such. Undoing all of that is a daily thing. It never, as Forbes says, it's like peeling an onion. Every time you peel the onion, you get a little deeper and you start releasing more of it and more of it. But it's always going to be in layers, and getting rid of it is why you have to read and invest in programs and ways to do that on a continual basis. I stay in books and stuff, even though they cover the same information that I might have covered in another book. I reread it. It's somebody else's point of view. I might hear something, because as I learn and grow, I become a different person. And every time I become a different person, I hear things differently.
But in reading someone else's and hearing it before, something else in that new book or CD or YouTube is going to stick that didn't stick before. You can't
listening to the same book. When I listen to it over and over and over again, I hear something different. For those that may not know, my most favorite book that I tell anybody, you want to do a book that will start you on changes, The Power of the Subconscious. Read or do the Audible book, The Power of the Power of the Subconscious by Dr. Joseph Murphy. That book absolutely changed my whole perception of me and the power that I have. And I'm trying to get it into my YouTube. And I'm going to have that available on YouTube for people if they want the link. I have it available. You can message me. I'll give you the link if you want it free and don't want to do Audible. My whole thing with YouTube is to provide some of these older books and stuff that are on audios that are on YouTube, so that people can find them and understand the power of them if they cannot afford to do them and buy books on Audible. So I thank you for jumping in, Miss Maria.
It was fun, as always.
You know, we try to give different points of view on different things, and I hope this has been helpful for anybody watching the replay. Would love to hear what you thought about it, or even put a comment of how you think about these things for others to read and hear your point of view, because Everybody's point of view is important. Who you are and how you present yourself in the world is important, that you convey it and learn it. And a lot of us women, when we hear it coming out of our mouth, we go, do I really believe that? Because sometimes things are stuck in our head and we think, oh, maybe I need to correct that.
Yeah. I just want to, Deb, Miss you, Vidra. I know you're watching.
They'll watch the replay. Several people reached out and said that they couldn't come today because of things going on. You know, I appreciate anybody that can show up here for the morning, but you know, it's going to be, we're going to talk on something. I will be in New Hampshire for the next Thursday one. And as far as I know, I'm not sure where I'll be sitting, but I'll be sitting somewhere and I will be here, and we will bring any questions or any ideas that you want to share with the community. But if you haven't signed up for Forbes class on Sunday, the 8th of October, make time, mark your calendar. I don't know when the next one will be, but I'm going to let people know anytime. I can tell you what she teaches, but she is so masterful in what she shares. And she asks you about your business, doesn't she, Maria?
Yep.
And she will give you words and ideas of how to flip it for people to understand without it being salesy. Right?
Yep. I just want to say, when you do next week's meeting, show us some fall colors. I miss them.
Okay, I'll have to, yeah, I will try to do that. I will try to load them up and share my screen and show some pictures, because it'll be me and Mom, and we're going to go have a good time. We're going on on the 4th, which is a Wednesday. It'll be right before. We're going on a train. Vanessa told me about the train out of Conway. And so we booked the train to go through the White Mountains. And so I should have a lot of pictures with that, and with me and Mom on the train and the colors in the White Mountains. But they're just starting. It's not going to be full blown because we're going early. It's the only week I could get booked. But you know, I didn't want to wait another year. I don't know if I have another year with my mom.
Don't know if we have. Neither one of us know if we have another moment.
That's it. I don't even know if I'll have tomorrow. But we're going to be. We're starting our trip tomorrow if we're here.
Excited about this?
I'm sorry.
You excited about this?
You know, she gets stressed just trying to get everything done. So she's a little grumpy right now. And
old school. Old.
But we will be fine. And what's funny is, because I had my accident, I dropped my car off tonight at the body shop for them to start working on my car and fixing my car while we're on this trip. So we're not taking my car, we're taking her car.
Oh.
And so she might actually drive some of this trip, where she didn't help me at all with the driving because she won't drive my car. So she might actually do and be helpful. So I might get a little bit more done on my digital marketing and my digital stuff, because I might not have to drive it all. But for whatever she wants to do or doesn't want to do, you know, she went to AAA. She got all the back roads because she doesn't like the highway. So we'll be doing the back roads. We're going through New Hampshire, going through Connecticut. We'll be in Maine.
I never realized how mountainous New Hampshire is.
Yes.
With the rolling.
It's all mountains.
Yeah.
So.
Never.
But thank you. Have a great day. How's Jack?
Still same.
Okay, still waiting on the vet, huh?
Now we're just waiting for money. Went and took some cows to the sale barn. We'll see what we get for money. So.
Okay, so he has to have the surgery?
Oh yeah. That's
okay. So that's your choice that you're making, is to get the money together to have his surgery.
Yeah.
Okay, because the last time you said you were waiting on the vet to decide if you were going to have, if it was going to be that you were going to do that.
We have to find a vet that's willing to take it on. That's the whole. Texas A&M wants $5,000. I can't do that.
I understand. Well, good luck. Like I said, I've been sending prayers for you and Jack. And I
he really is he's a lovey donkey. It's a lovey ass. There you go.
I love it.
Well,
Our
yeah.
animals are such a what can I say, a joy in our lives.
Mhm.
All right. Bye, everybody. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Hi, my name is Karen Thomas. But guess what? That is not important. What's important is your success online. I can help you start a successful, thriving business online, no matter how many times you have failed. If you have a desire to win, you can. All you need is Wi-Fi, a laptop or desktop, and be able to follow simple directions. Reach out to me and I can show you exactly how.